Everyone, welcome to my channel Easy Learning. In today's session, I will be continuing factorization exercise 14.2 and I will be explaining you the concept of question number 3. So in question number 3, we will be revising the regrouping of terms again. It's again the regrouping, or which we have also mentioned as the rearrangement of terms. So we will revise, we will have certain question on this concept, or we will have binomial expressions where we will simply take the terms common to find the factorization. Okay, so to start with part 1. Part 1 of the question is factorize the following ax square plus bx. Now, you see it's a binomial, it's having two terms, right? So first thing, what is common here? A and B here, x square and x. X can be the common factor. What you are left with if you are taking x common from here, ax plus b. So these are the factors of the given expression. This question is done. Again, if you see the second part of the question is 7p square plus 21q square, which is again a binomial. We will see the common factor in the constant term 7 and 21, 7. There is nothing common in the variables. So it is p square, then 7 3s are 21, q square, and your question is done. Right? Now if you go on third part of the question, which is 2x cube plus 2xy square plus 2xz square. So it's a trinomial is given here, and if you write the common terms, 2 is common in all three terms, then you have x cube, here you have the minimum power of x is 1 here also. So I can take x as common. When I'm taking 2x common from here, I am left with x square. If 2x is common, you are left here with y square. 2x is common, you are left with z square. So this is how we have done the factorization of third part also. So these were the first and second were the binomial expressions. So we have taken easily the common terms out to write the factorizations. Then in third part also, we are not able to solve it by any other approach. So we have taken the common factors and simply whatever is left we have mentioned in the bracket. Now moving to fourth part of the same question, it says am square plus bm square plus bn square and an square. What I told you in earlier sessions also, when you have four terms, the first thing which should be come to your mind is regrouping of the terms to find the factorization. And we have understood how we have to regroup the terms. So if I put these two terms in one bracket and another last two terms in another bracket, now in these two terms what is common? M square and M square is common. I can take it as common. I am left with A plus B. Second bracket, if I see N square, both the terms having, which can be a common term, I am left with B plus A. Aren't A plus B and B plus A is same? Because addition is commutative, right? We know that 2 plus 3 is same as 3 plus 2. So I can write A plus B and B plus A is same. Now when you are getting two terms in rearrangement, what is coming out common out of this? A plus B is common. What I am left with from here, it is n square. Along with the sign, what you are left with plus n square goes in the second bracket. So we have used the rearrangement or the regrouping of terms to solve the factorization of the given expression. Now you have fifth part of the same question, which is ln plus l in one bracket plus m plus 1. Okay, so this is very simple. You see, again you have four terms, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and groups are already made. If you put it here, L is common, what I am left with m plus 1. We know 1 is a common factor, so I can write 1 here and m plus 1. Right? We have done 1 is a factor of every number. So if you are not having any common factor here, let's write it 1. Now in this term and in this term, what is common? M plus 1 is common. What I am left with L along with sign plus 1, so L plus 1. These are the two factors of the given expression. Now, students, wherever you are stuck, please pause the video to see it. Question number 6. rather part 6 of the same question, y into y plus z plus 9 into y plus z. This is very simple question. Again the first term and the second term. Please pause the video and try to solve these questions on your own, and then you compare your answers with my answers. Okay, now there is already regrouping has been done, the common term has been taken. So when you are getting two terms, your common term is y plus z and you are left with y plus 9 only. So this is also done. Seventh part of the same question is 5y square minus 20y minus 8z plus 2yz. Again four terms. The first thing I will focus on the regrouping. So here you have to be little careful with the sign. If I am putting first two term in the brackets, minus 8z. Now this plus sign changes to minus because I have placed a minus sign before the bracket. 2yz, right? So I have placed a minus sign before the bracket, so the terms inside the bracket will be reversed now. What I am getting common from 5y square minus 25, a 5, y square and y. What I am left with, y minus 5 fours are 20. Now here, what is common here? 2, and then you have a z here and z here, so z is common. What I am left with, 2 fours are 8, minus sign as it is, and y. Now the terms inside the brackets are same, but the sign, the first bracket is having y minus 4 and the second bracket is having 4 minus y. They are not same, right? Because here you see your 4 is negative and here your y is negative. So these are not same. Though the terms are same but not along with the sign. So what we will do, we will convert them to the same sign. Copying my first term as it is, if I take a minus sign common from the second bracket, this minus and that minus which I am taking common. So minus into minus in multiplication becomes plus. So I am taking a minus common and both the terms minus 4 plus y. Because I have taken a minus common here, the sign inside the bracket terms will be reversed. Now you see I am getting the same term. So from first term and from second term, what can be common? Y minus 4. What you are left with? 5y plus 2z. Okay. So again there were four terms in the question. We have done regrouping. But this question you have to be little careful about the sign. Okay. Now I'm moving to eighth part of the question, which is 10ab plus 4a plus 5b plus 2. Now in this question, I'll give you a hit and trial types, as generally what we are doing, we are putting first two terms together and 5b plus 2, right? If you see, we can get 2 common from here. A is also common. I'm left with 5b plus 2 plus. Now here nothing is common. So I can write 1, as we know that 1 is a common factor of every number. What is common here in these two terms? 5b plus 2. What you are left with? 2a plus 1. Right? So this is one way. Let's try it another way. If you regroup 10ab plus 5b together, means your first and third term, and you put 4a plus 2 in another bracket. What is common here? 5b. What I am left with? 5 2s are 10a plus 1, right? So 2 2s are 4a plus 1. Still I am getting the same terms in the bracket. It means the second regrouping which I have done is also correct. Right? In both the cases you see your answer is 5b plus 2 into 2a plus 1, which is same as here 5b plus 2 into 2a plus 1. So your regrouping can be different, but your answer should be same and your terms inside the brackets after taking common should be exactly same. Okay, so I have explained you in the two ways when we have regrouped different terms. Now ninth part, which is 6xy minus 4y plus 6 minus 9x. Okay, so this is again, you see there are four terms. There are again four terms. So I will clearly use regrouping, which is also called as a rearrangement of terms. Again we will try. If I put first two term, which is 6xy minus 4y in one bracket, plus I take 6 minus 9x in second bracket. What is common here? 6 and 4. 2 is the highest common factor. X and y. Here I can take y as common. What I am left with? 2 3s are 6. Y got cancelled. You are left with x here. 2 2s are 4. What is common here? 3. 3 2s are 6. And 3 3s are 9x. Right? Now see the question carefully. Again I am getting 3x minus 2 here. Here 2x minus 3x means the sign with the terms are opposite. So whenever you have the same numbers, same terms, but your sign are not same, the simplest way to take the minus common from this, or you can take minus common here also. So if I will take a minus common, this time I have a plus here, and when you multiply a plus and minus, we get a negative sign, right? When you multiply 2 into minus 3, you will get minus 6. So it means plus is already here. When you take a minus common, that becomes minus. So what it will be? 2y 3x minus 2. I am taking a minus common, which makes it minus 3, and I can write it as 3x minus 2. Now from both the term, 3x minus 2 is common. I am left with 2y along with sign minus 3. So these are the factors of the given expression, which was of four terms. So this question is finished with this. Now there are two more questions in this exercise. Before explaining question number 4, I will start with question number 5 in this particular video, and then in my next video I will be explaining you question number 4. So question number 5 is again your factorization. Now in this factorization, this is very interesting question. You will see again you will be having quadratic equations, but you will not make use of identities. When I explained you the factorization using algebraic identities, I told you there will be certain limitations, but middle term splitting method will be applicable. Middle term splitting method will be applicable to all quadratic equation, right? So the questions which we have done in this exercise using algebraic identities, which was your question number 1 of 14 point, this exercise can be solved using middle term splitting also. Now you have to understand, if it is also a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c, why we are failed to apply the algebraic identity here. See, this number is not a perfect square number. 8 is not a perfect square number. So you have to see that your given expression should be able to fall in the category either of a plus b whole square or into a minus b whole square. For that, this number has to be a perfect square number. This number should be able to plus 2ab or minus 2ab. This number has to be a perfect square number, which is of course here, but 8 is not a perfect square number. So for such cases, when you have quadratic equation but you are not able to solve it using identities, we will make use of middle term splitting. And how do we use middle term splitting method? That I have explained to you in my introductory video. We will be solving these questions using middle term splitting method now. I hope this is clear, the difference where you have to make use of middle term splitting method. Now you have to split the middle term such that your solution should be the same and the product of the constant should be 8, right? So you have to split 6p. If I write 6p as 3p plus 3p, 3p plus 3p, my solution is 6p. But if I multiply plus 3 into plus 3, I am getting 9, which is not equal to 8, right? I have to try another combination. If I take, you need a 8 and you need to write 6p in the splitted form. So 3p and with 3p you are not able to do it. If I take say another combination as 4 2 is also 8, 4p into 2p. So 4p plus 2p is giving me 6p, which is your middle term. And if I take the product of the constant, 4 to is 8, which is also there. It means I can write 6p as 4p plus 2p, right? I can write it as 4p plus 2p because 4p plus 2p is plus 6p, and the product of the constant plus 4 into plus 2 is giving me plus 8. Okay. Now you see again you are getting 4 terms, 1 term, 2 term, 3rd term and 4 terms. And when we have 4 terms, we use rearrangement method. So we will do the same thing again. Let's try to group it. Say p square plus 4p in one bracket, and I'm grouping 2p plus 8 in another bracket. Take the common terms. You are left with p plus 4, 2 common, p plus 4. Now I have converted this 4 term to 2 terms. What is common here? P plus 4 and p plus 2 is left. So the factors of the given expression will be p plus 4 into p plus 2. So this is really important to understand. Whenever you have a quadratic equation, you will be able to solve it using middle term splitting for sure, but algebraic identity will have certain limitations. Okay. Now let's have the second part of the question, which is q square minus 10q plus 21. Again, it is in the form of a quadratic equation. See, the powers of q are decreasing, but again 21 is not a perfect square number. The first term is a perfect square number. This is not a perfect square number. So we will use middle term splitting. Okay, so you have to write minus 10q. We always pick with the sign such that the solution should be minus 10q and your product of the constant should be equals to 21. So if I write this as minus 5q and minus 5q, the solution is minus 10q. But if I multiply minus 5 into minus 5, it is giving me 25. And what I need? A 21. So I have to see another combination. So minus 10q, if I write as minus 7q into minus 7q and minus 3q, the solution is minus 10q, and the product of the constant minus 7 into minus 3 is 21, which is required. It means what I will do, 7q minus 3q plus 21. Now I have converted the given equation, given quadratic, in the form of 4 terms, which will be solved by rearrangement. Minus, since I am taking minus sign here, please remember to put a minus sign in the bracket because you have taken minus common. So whenever there is a minus before the bracket, you have to make sure to convert the sign here. What is common here? Q is common. I am left with q minus 7. What is common here? 3 is common, again q minus 7. Now I am getting 1 term, 2 term, and with rearrangement the terms are same in the bracket. So taking it common, I am left with q minus 3. So again, why we are not able to apply the algebraic identity? Because this is a perfect square number, but this is not. Okay. Now I will be explaining you the last part of question number 5, which is p square plus 6p minus 16, right? Now in this question, see, this is a perfect square number, even this is a perfect square number. So if I write it, just have a look what I am trying to explain. P square minus 4 square. Here this is plus. So you do not have a term, any identity in which you have 2ab and then minus b square. So there is no identity, right? So here is a minus sign before this. So we can't apply a plus b whole square identity. We can't make use of a minus b whole square identities because of the sign. Even if suppose in the case it is a plus sign, right? Suppose it is given plus here. Even you need 8p here because it has to be 2 into p into 4, which gives you 8p, not 6p. So you will have quadratic equations where the expressions will not be able to satisfy, will not be able to fall in any of the algebraic identities. So we will make use of middle term splitting. So I'm writing the question here again. It is your p square plus 6p minus 16. Again, I need a combination where I need a number as 6p. The solution has to be plus 6p and the product of the number should be equal to minus 16. So 8 2s are 16 if I write. What it can be? Plus 8p minus 2p. So you see I'm getting 8p minus 2p is 6p, and if I multiply 8 with minus 2 I am getting minus 16, which is the same number. So it means the equation can be p square plus 8p minus 2p minus 16. Now 1 term, 2 term, 3 term, 4 term. So as discussed earlier, we will do regrouping. P square plus 8p in one bracket. I am taking minus common, so it becomes 2p plus 16. Now what is common here? P you can take it out. It remains p plus 8. Minus 2 is common. It is again p minus 8. Right? So when you are taking, sorry, this is a plus sign here. You are getting p plus 8 in both the brackets. So take it common and I am left with p minus 2. So the factor of this p square plus 6p minus 16 will be p plus 8 into p minus 2. So with this I am finishing question number 5 of this exercise. Please see my next video for the question number 4 of the same exercise. Keep practicing math and take care.